Charlie David, finally we meet again after 2 years.
I know, it's such a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, but now with a new adventure. A movie with our own Timo Descamps.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I actually just met Timo the other night here.
Tell me about it.
Here in Antwerp. Well, I mean, judging, by his photo, he is definitely a cutie, but in person, even more so.
Oh.
And such a really nice and intelligent young guy. So I'm very excited to be working with him on Judas Kiss this coming summer.
Do you have scenes with Timo?
I have one quick scene, actually, not a lot. I'm kind of the old dude in the film, and a lot of Judas Kiss takes place on a college campus. And Timo plays one of the young guys. He plays Shane Lyons, who is a kind of one of these guys who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Mommy and daddy are very rich and give a lot of grants to the college. So he, certainly a very lucky kid. And I'm coming back to the college as an alumni, judging a film festival that's going on there. So he runs in a different circle. He runs with the young puppies, and I'm the old wolf.
When things in movies happen on a campus, it's going to be a coming-of-age comedy with lots of sex. I was wrong. It's a drama. What can you reveal about the drama in the movie?
Yeah, Judas Kiss. I mean, it's from the script. It's going to have some light and fun moments, but not really a comedy. I would agree and describe it as a coming-of-age drama with some sci-fi elements thrown in. Essentially, the story is about the opportunity to change something in your past. So for me, going back to my old college, and that brings up memories, and it also causes me to reflect on what's going on in my life now. I've moved from this college out to Los Angeles, thought I was going to become a big hotshot film director, and my character in the film, that's not what happens. I end up becoming a party boy, having to go to rehab for drugs, and as often happens in life, the road is not, sometimes as we imagine it. And there's an opportunity put in front of a few of us to change an element from our past. And so the film really is about asking that question. If you had the opportunity to change something that would impact the rest of your life, would you do it?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. I'm missing here the gay aspect, and when you see advertising surrounding the movie, it's a gay movie. What's gay in that story?
Well, a lot of it is the interaction between the young guys in the film, Richard Harmon, Brent Corrigan, and of course Timo, who play kind of the three main young guys. And there's a little bit of a love triangle going on between them. But I think, in my opinion, it's very fun and interesting in how it's portrayed, because when I speak to high school kids now, and I speak to young college guys and girls, they have a different view of sexuality than I think we did when we were growing up. And it's becoming so much easier, the coming out process for people, that now they're not necessarily grabbing onto a sexual orientation and making it a label for themselves. It's more like, hey, I'm Jimmy, and you know what, I'm looking for love. Male, female, whatever, and those labels aren't as important to them. And I think for our generation and older, it is a little bit different, because we feel like we've spent so much time fighting for the right to be gay and for equality, and so it's a very political thing. And for the younger generation, not so much. So I think that comes into play a little bit in Judas Kiss as well, a little bit of that, the new kind of free flow of sexuality.
It is an independent movie. How did you and JT and Carlos meet? Did they find you, or did you find them?
Yeah, kind of interesting, actually. I certainly work a lot in the indie scene, and it was through another friend in New York, actually, who had put me in touch with Carlos and JT. And I had just put together a financing package on another film, and that friend in New York said, "Oh, you should really talk to Carlos and JT," because I work often in the producing in the Canadian market, and they're of course American. And so then I had looked at some of their financial documents and then looked through it and thought, oh, you know what, this looks like a really good story as well. And I think, especially in today's economy, when you're moving any business forward, you have to really know who your audience is. And I saw Judas Kiss as an opportunity twofold. It is gay niche, and it's also this kind of comic book sci-fi niche. So it's you know, the opportunity to hit two birds with one stone. So I thought, okay, this looks really viable. I called them up. They sent me the script. I thought the script was fantastic, especially in comparison to a lot of the stuff that's out there. No, they're quite talented writers, and so that I just mentioned, oh, you know, this would be something that I would be interested in getting involved with.
Now you're focusing on the viability of the project, but to you as an artist, as an actor, what is it going to mean to you?
Well, it's exciting to me to continue to portray gay roles, because a part of me is I'm an activist, you know, so LGBT human rights are very important, and so in all business stuff that I do, I like to have part of that, you know, play a part. And the role of Zachary Wells, which I'll be playing in Judas Kiss, it's something different. It's dark. Much darker than anything that I've played before. It's somebody whose life has not gone according to plan, and often I get cast as a guy whose life is going pretty darn well, you know, and I've been pretty lucky in my own life that a lot of things do go well. So it's hard enough to make a living as an actor. There's lots of competition. You go to Hollywood, there's millions of people who want to be actors. So then when you make a choice about like coming out, and so then you narrow yourself into a niche even more so, it can become difficult. And so I think that's partly why. I mean, very early on, my manager said to me, okay, you're making the choice to come out, that's going to, you know, restrict some things for you. But how you can combat that is, you know, produce your own work, get involved in creating content, and that's the best advice I've ever gotten. And so I continue to do that and look for opportunities to spin off from one business onto another business, because after a while, all it is connections, right? And then when you do business with one person and it goes well, they make recommendations, and you contact them again, and so it's just fun.
It's way behind you, but on our Dutch Out TV, they are running Dante's Cove third season for the fourth time, I'm afraid.
Are they? Okay.
Will there be new adventures of Toby?
You know, I'm not really sure, and I wish I had an answer for you, because, you know, it's interesting. That show created such a kind of cult following, really. Lots of very excited fans, and I get asked on Facebook and MySpace and Twitter and all that all the time if it's coming back. Unfortunately, I have no news about it. You know, the last we shot was in 2007. And so Toby has been stuck behind that mirror for an awfully long time, if you've watched the end of the third season. So no, I know that at one point the scripts were written for season 4, and to be honest, I think it was a combination of 2008 and 2009. Across the world, in many businesses, every industry, you know, it was challenging economic times. Also, in Hollywood, we had a writer's strike, and then we had a director's pending strike, and we had both actor unions were potentially going on strike as well. And so I think it was a number of factors that just kept pushing production, and at this point, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it should, what I should say about it, other than I'm certainly in my life, I'm moving on. I'm looking forward to other projects.
Good luck, and we'll keep in touch, Charlie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time.